Hi, everybody. It's Andy with Leading Off the Cuff, and today I want to tell you a story about a chess playing computer and what I think it has to teach us about doing our very best work. It's actually a story that takes place back in the 60s. A programmer wanted to play a game of chess against his computer, so he wrote a program that basically taught his computer all the legal moves. What was legal, what wasn't legal, and what it took to win a game. When he sat down to play his computer in a game of chess against that program, he found that he could beat the computer just about every time. That's when he had another idea. He wrote another program. This time he asked the computer to play itself in a series of games over and over and over. And at the end of each game, look back, win or lose, and see which moves were more likely to lead to a win and which moves were more likely to lead to a loss. After letting that program just run for a few days, the programmer sat down to play his computer in a game of chess, and he found that he couldn't beat the computer. His computer had become a virtual chess master. So, what does this story have to teach us about doing our very best work? Well, I think it points out an interesting disadvantage that we humans have when it comes to learning. And that's the fact that we have egos. The computer, of course, has no ego. It doesn't care about winning or losing, especially in the short term. All it cares about is getting more information. Loss is just as valuable as a win to the computer because either way, it has more information, more knowledge at the end of the game than it had at the beginning of the game. We humans, however, we can get a little distracted away from the knowledge and more interested in the winning and the losing. We don't like losing very much. It's not as much fun, of course. It can be embarrassing. It's certainly uncomfortable. So we tend to focus on avoiding losing and sometimes lose track of the learning. So when you're out there trying to do your very best work, I encourage you to have an honest conversation with yourself. How tolerant are you of making some mistakes along the way, of getting some things wrong, and essentially of having some losses in the short term, knowing that in the long term, it's the best and the fastest way to really get you to be a master of what you're trying to do? I hope that gives you something interesting to think about as you're continuing to do great work out there. If you're interested in any more thoughts and ideas about thinking more creatively and working more productively, of course, check out our website, leadingoffthecuff.com, where you can see more posts about things like this and learn more about trainings, coaching, and speaking engagements that Leading Off the Cuff might be able to offer as well. Leadingoffthecuff.com. In the meantime, continue to do great work out there, and I will look forward to seeing you here again soon.